Tragic plane crash during raging wildfires in Greece claims lives of Air Force personnel as climate change impact looms large. Justine Nazario reports.
In the midst of devastating wildfires sweeping through Greece, a Canadair CL-215 plane operated by the Greek Air Force crashed tragically, claiming the lives of a 34-year-old commander and his 37-year-old co-pilot. The incident occurred near the town of Choristos on the island of Evia, not far from Athens, where the wildfires have been wreaking havoc for several days. Greek TV showed the Canadair aircraft flying to low drop water on a blaze before turning sharply into a hillside and crashing, bursting into flames. Greek state broadcaster ERT said the plane crashed over Choristos town. A 3-day mourning period has been dedicated in the Greek armed forces to honor the two fallen pilots. The wildfires have caused extensive damage, destroying homes and forcing thousands of tourists to evacuate, especially on the island of Rhodes. With temperatures soaring due to extreme heat waves, firefighting efforts have been intensified. Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis has warned about the impact of climate change, saying that, quote, "We are at war, the climate crisis is already here," end of quote. And it's not just Greece that is currently burning. In fact, large areas of the Mediterranean sweltered under intense summer heat waves. According to a study by the World Weather Attribution, without human-induced climate change, the events happening this month would have been extremely rare. Algeria is currently battling to control a fire that has so far claimed at least 34 lives. Italy also suffered not only fires but also severe storms. At least 7 people were killed in Italy after storms in the north and wildfires in Sicily. Wildfires also broke out in France, Tunisia, Portugal, Croatia, and Syria. Reporting, this has been Justine Nazario, SMNI News.
In the United Kingdom, schools are preparing to close their doors for the summer holidays. It's one of the busiest times of the year for the hospitality industry. But many businesses haven't been able to recruit enough staff. One suggestion is to tempt over 50s who have retired early back into the workforce. CGTN's Lee Janhua reports.
Munir Takawi has been running his London coffee shop for about 9 years. It was always his dream to own a small eatery, but now he can't find enough staff, mainly due to issues caused by the pandemic and by Brexit. He has to close his shop on Sundays.
I think the Brexit has a big part in this. So the Brexit was a big hit for the UK. I think a lot of the European workers, they all left the country. If I have a good team, I can open few branches, but at the moment we have a big shortage of labour. Yes, I mean the government, they have to do something to help us so we can grow, we can take the business to a different level.
Munir is not alone. Vacancies across the UK hospitality industry are now 48% higher than before the pandemic. But there could be a solution. Recent polling suggests nearly 3/4 of British pub and restaurant owners would like to attract people over the age of 50 into their workforce.
So the first step is come and get a little bit of training, come and get a little stepping stone where I feel braver because I've got a little badge where I can know how to pour the perfect pint or make a great drink or carry 3 plates. So if I can learn some of those skills online, then I'll feel braver about actually applying for a job. And if I can find that job easy and it's around my area, then ultimately it can work around my timings and my lifestyle.
The global hospitality industry was impacted by the pandemic. The UK is not the only country that is facing labour shortages in its hospitality sector. Over 50s could help fill the gap, but the problem is how to tempt them back into the workforce. A report by the UK Upper House, the House of Lords, found that around 560,000 people in Britain have become economically inactive since the pandemic began, and early retirement among the over 50s played a major role in that.
What makes jobs attractive for most people are actually wages, but a small wage increase, I don't think is going to attract these people back into the workforce, certainly not to go into the hospitality sector. I certainly can't see that the government is going to step in and put any funds to the sector. I mean, the government, its main aim is to control inflation. It will do anything to achieve that.
So the demand is definitely there for older workers to return to the workforce, but it will come at a price. Li Jianhua, London.
Over a month has passed since the heavy rain and floods raged across Afghanistan, leaving dozens dead, including children. And in the aftermath, people are struggling to look for food, clean water, and shelter. Loren Santos reports.
Floods that raged across Afghanistan reportedly claimed dozens of deaths, including 42 children. The flash flood was caused by heavy seasonal rain in more than 8 provinces in Afghanistan. Moreover, 7 of Afghanistan's 8 provinces have either been partially or completely damaged, and over 606 residential houses, as well as hundreds of acres of agricultural lands. The province of Wardak in central Afghanistan had suffered the most from the heavy rainstorms and flooding over the past days.
د دغه وزارت ټیمونو د ملي دفاع وزارت د ټولګټو وزارت سری میاشتې د ولایت مقامونو او نور حکومتي بنسټونو او مؤسسو سره په همکارۍ د لومړنیو ساعتونو کې د سیلاب ځپلو سیمو ته ځان رسولی او زیانمنو ته د رسیدنې د ژغورنې او پلټنې عملیات لومړني خدمات او بیړنیو مرستو ویش یې مدیریت کړی.
The Taliban officials said that in the past 4 months, natural disasters in Afghanistan have claimed 214 lives, left 320 people injured, killed 3,800 head of cattle, and damaged or destroyed 3,115 houses. And while relief aid is being provided, there is still a huge need for more. Meanwhile, in the Argandi district of Kabul, the flood water severely affected more than 20 industrial factories, with losses amounting to at least $1 million.
سیلابی که آمدن آسیب خیلی زیاد برای ما رساندن. تمام ماشین‌آلات از ما از بین رفتن. ما از نهادهای ملی و بین‌المللی خواهان کمک هستیم.
23 نفر از دست دادیم. 2 نفر از همسایه ما را دست دادیم. 25 نفر.
Some Afghans have called for a permanent solution to help villagers stay safe during the monsoon that lead to flash floods that occur almost every year in Takana. Meanwhile, the United Nations, along with other international organizations and de facto government ministries, rushed to the affected areas to provide food, shelter, and first aid. Taliban authorities continue to urge international agencies to speed up humanitarian assistance for the victims. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been Loren Santos, SMNI News.